आपका आज की वीडियो में।
स्वागत
आज
है।
जो वीडियो हम लेकर आए उसका टाइटल है
व्हाट इट इज लाइक टू बी अ फॉरेनर इन योर होम कंट्री।
तो चलिए देखते हैं ये वीडियो, लेकिन से पहले
इस वीडियो चैनल का ओरिजिनल लिंक आपको हमारी वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब कर, लाइक, शेयर को फॉलो करने के चैनल को। उसके अलावा मैं लोग चैनल के इंस्टाग्राम लिंक भी हमारी वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब कर, लाइक, शेयर को फॉलो करें।
चलिए देख लेते हैं ये वीडियो।
This is my home. If I had a choice, I wouldn't go back to Italy or move anywhere else.
Meet Alice, an Italian who moved to India at the age of 2 and has lived there ever since. Together with her Indian partner, she runs an Italian restaurant in Goan. Alice shares why she feels more free in India than in Europe, whether the concept of privacy exists in India, and what the hidden dating scene in India looks like. I'm Chernov, your insider to expat life. Ciao.
गोवा में समुंदर बहुत अच्छा है. Beaches. The
कितना
beaches are
अच्छा
very nice.
बोल रही हो।
The beaches
दो
in Goa
साल
are very
की उम्र
nice.
से
I think
वो-
that's my favorite thing about Goa. No matter where, what, when, why, the beaches will be my favorite thing about Goa. Yes.
Right,
And I
right.
think the freedom that you get with living in Goa, you know?
Freedom.
Freedom.
In many ways. I
Because
guess,
I'm
yeah.
privileged, so I have
Yeah.
my own car, I have my own bike, and I work. I have my own business.
Yeah.
So if you are sorted like this, you can do a lot of things. Like very frequently we go to the north, we enjoy our nights in the north, spend a weekend. Just recently I went to a resort in South Goa, spent 2 days there with a friend. So in Europe maybe doing things like this is a little difficult because you can't take days off as easily, or they're very expensive, so you need to be able to afford these kind of things. In Goa you can still get away with doing things for a bit less. Again, the luxury of taking your car and going to the beach. You can spend the whole day there at a shack, spend 200 rupees for some fruit juice, and you can stay there the whole day. In Italy you need to spend, I don't know how many euros, 50-60 euros for a bed.
Yeah.
You know, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
It's different. This is my home.
Yeah.
I don't think I would, if I had a choice, I wouldn't go back to Italy or move anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because the life in Goa is wonderful. You have everything. You can work. You have work opportunity. No matter what you do, there's always something that you can do with your life. You have amazing weather, other than the humidity, but that's okay. I mean, you can handle it.
Yeah.
You have the beach. You know, there's tourism, and there's, I think, the area that we live in, Majorda, it's close to the wild, and it's also close to the city. So, like, I took 50 minutes to reach here. So, I mean, it's not too bad. You know,
Yeah.
you're in the middle
That's
of
good.
everything. You know,
Yeah.
and at the same time, you can also earn some money and work. You know, make
Yeah.
a life out of yourself.
99% of people never bring their ideas to life. Think about how many amazing human stories and experiences could be shared through videos on YouTube, social media, or in movies. But people either don't have the time or find it too difficult. And as a YouTuber, I know this myself. That's why I want to recommend to you an incredible tool, Nvidia AI V3, whose team is kindly supporting today's video. With Nvidia AI, you can turn your ideas into full-length videos, no matter what skill level you have right now. Just type in the idea you want to create a video about. You can even edit wherever you like using simple text commands like add my voice. And unlike traditional video tools with steep learning curves, Nvidia acts as a creative partner you always wanted. It will truly put you in the director's seat while it does all the heavy lifting. And you can try Nvidia AI for free. This will save you hundreds of dollars that you would otherwise spend on expensive services like editing or animation. Just click the link in description below.
What do you think the biggest misconception in the West about India? What people don't get to understand about the country?
I think the biggest misconception in Europe is that they are different than everybody else. You know, like Indians, they want what every other nation
Yeah.
wants: a good economy, good healthcare, good
Yeah.
everything else. And the things that fascinate Europeans is a part of the Indian culture, yes, but India is changing way too fast. And we forget this sometimes. You know, like my mom, for example, she's very in love with the spiritual side of India, but she doesn't know that the new generation, they're not spiritual at all. Because like all my friends, maybe they go to church, yes, on Sundays, but other than that, there's nothing more.
Yeah, more pragmatic.
Yes, exactly. People are becoming more
More down
pragmatic.
to earth,
Exactly,
I think also.
and they want to make a career out of themselves. You know, they are more career oriented, more materialistic in a way, which is, I mean,
Yeah, it is what it is.
it is what it is. That's the thing. I feel like maybe people come here with an expectation that, oh, everything is,
Spiritual.
yes, it is more than the West for sure.
Yeah.
But Goa, no. Maybe again in places like Jugaar where there's the erotic temples, maybe yes. Maybe somewhere in places like Kerala, Tamil Nadu, in certain areas it's a little more religious.
Yeah.
Yes, I know many Hindu families also who pray every day, they go to the temple, yes, but that's different than what the West expects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's one very important thing that people forget. Indians have a concept that foreigners, they are a bit wild because they see them like even from the way they dress, like for example, in a city like Panjim, I've seen many people maybe go, which I'm fine with. I'm the first person that says you should be able to wear what you want when you want.
Yeah.
But roaming in a bikini in a city like Panjim, maybe it might not be the best idea. When you're a traditionalist and you see a white chick roaming around with a bikini in Panjim, and you immediately assume, okay, wait, all foreign women are like this. You know what I mean?
You're not supposed to be in a bikini.
No, I mean, again, for people like me, and there are many
For you
Goans.
it's fine, but I mean,
who
you
wouldn't
also
care.
have to respect like the majority of people who lives in the area.
Yes. But I think maybe these, many people go one step further and they're very traditionalist. So they start judging and insulting and believing and generalizing and believing that everyone is like this. You know what I mean? It's like when you see a loud Indian somewhere in Europe and you're like, look, all Indians are very loud. Which is not true. Not all of them are. You know, there's a big percentage, yes. Also depends where you're from, because once you live in India, you learn that people from Delhi are very loud, people from Punjab are very loud, but not necessarily all people. I've met many Goans who are very soft-spoken. You have to ask them things 10 times because you can't hear them. Like, excuse me, tell me.
No, exactly. It's bad to generalize.
Yes, for sure, yes. So I remember a story that my mom told me when she was one of the first years of the restaurant. She used to go to the beach every morning, and the restaurant was on the road to the beach. So obviously, after going to the beach, she would put her sarong, like her dress, and she would work in the kitchen like this without having a shower, without dressing up, with formal clothes. And I remember that the cleaning lady said, I don't wear a bikini here. I wear a bikini if I go to another beach somewhere else, far away, where my family cannot see me. Y'all, it's okay. No, y'all are foreigners. It's okay. So that's the thing. They keep us in a separate category. They're like, oh, she's a foreigner. It's okay. She's allowed. No problem.
She's allowed. Okay.
Yes.
I see. Speaking of your identity, you think you are who?
So that's complicated always. It depends who asks me. But I would like to believe myself as an Italian who grew up in India, because I will never be an Indian to Indians. They will never consider me Indian for sure. They accept that I speak their language, that I grew up here, and that I can speak Hindi, Konkani, and that I understand them. But because of the skin color, I don't think it'll ever be, she's Indian. That's never going to be the case. I don't think so. And I've made my peace with it. I consider myself Italo-Goan.
Italo-Goan.
Italo-Goan, yes.
Probably when they meet you, they think you're a tourist, or you're just live here as a foreigner. But then you start speaking, and then they probably get confused.
For sure. I guess when I start speaking, that's when everything changes. Even when we go on trains, when they talk about tourists, and they don't know that I understand what they're saying, and then I reply in their language, and they're like, it's always fun.
Do you think she is tourist, or she lives in Goa? What do you think?
No? Oh, Goa rata mulgo.
Really?
Oh,
Don't recognize like
yes, there you go, see? I know.
Is it Hindi or the local?
Konkani.
Konkani.
Yes.
Okay. So how Konkani is good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So she's basically all her life in India.
Thank you so much. That's nice. Good to meet you too.
Good to meet you.
But the thing is, in India, there's not much. The concept of privacy is not very strong. So they start asking a lot of questions. Everybody. I have to answer these questions to everybody. Why are you in India? What are you doing in India? What's your work? Where have you studied? I even asked people, had people ask me, how much did you pay for your education in India as a foreigner? How much do you earn every day? That's these kind of questions.
People are not shy to ask questions. Any type of questions.
No. Because the concept of privacy is not very prominent in India.
And you went to local school or international school?
So for the first 3 years, I went to a local school.
You remember this first 3 years, when 6, 7, 8?
Yes.
So probably all the rest, they were Indians at school, your schoolmates.
Yes.
And you're white, Caucasian.
Exactly. Yes.
So
that was fun.
How was it?
Oh, it was intense. It was really difficult for me to become friends. I think mostly it's difficult to find people that you can be yourself with, having a different mentality.
It was hard for you to get along well with the other kids?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah.
But for sure, I focused more on. Again, there was no other option. That was my life at the time. So I didn't have any option, and I just made it work. I realized that till it's playing and everything, it's okay. Maybe deep conversations is not possible. Of course, growing up, that became more difficult. But it's okay. It was not that bad at the end of the day. And there's also another aspect. I think there's two aspects of this. When they see a foreigner, sometimes they also want to do everything that they can to make sure that you're okay. And that you see the best of their country. That's also very important to remember, but sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes they're like, foreigner. So it's both. India has always been two controversies, I think, very extreme. One side amazing, the next side is strange.
Yeah.
You meet one person is amazing, and then the next one doesn't want you here, So it's like, you have people who love cultural mixing, you have people who don't, who want only traditions. And they're like, in the traditional Indian culture, we should not do this, Again, I grew up in a village, Palolem, which is further south in Goa. It's around 2 hours from here, and it's called Palolem Beach. So it's a very small village. Nothing like this. This is like Mumbai for me. This is too much.
Yeah.
This city for me has always been like, let's go to the city, haha.
Yeah.
Palolem has been my cocoon, small little, where I grew up, and I went to school there. My first school was in Palolem itself. So you can imagine the mentality, seeing of course it was weird for them for sure.
Yeah. Do you know the story of the bar?
All I know is that it's very, very old.
It looks
and it's
old.
The most popular. And it's literally like a hole in the wall. You can see, but and during the nights it's full, always full of people.
Yeah,
and
probably.
Saturdays and Sundays
People
it's really
also,
full. Yeah.
Like outside, drinking.
I don't think they're open.
Let me ask. Hi. Do you do coffee?
No.
No coffee.
Coffee more.
Only alcohol, yeah?
Only alcohol.
Yeah.
Daru.
After 12. So it's still closed, yeah?
Huh?
Still closed?
Yeah, we are not yet open.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Alcohol. You're right.
Only alcohol bar.
Yeah.
So like in Italy you have bars where during the day they serve coffee and things like that, and then the night they do aperitivo.
Yeah.
Here there's no such thing.
No, Italian thing is like you go to basically anywhere, like a gas station, and you have your little espresso, and you're standing, you're never sitting, you're standing, drinking espresso.
Yes. If you sit, the rates are different.
What age for you when you kind of start feeling that it's your home, it's your place, you're quite comfortable, maybe not 100%, but like 80% comfortable?
Immediately. For me it was always this, because I never lived in Italy. So my parents only used to go there for holidays.
Yeah.
So like a month, 2 months, maximum 3 months. I think as a very small child we used to go there for 6 months, but I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So for me it was always India, Goa, which is why sometimes it's annoying that they don't consider me their own, you know what I mean?
Indians?
Yeah. Like the locals, they don't see me as the same way as they see their own co-nationals, But it's okay, I've made my peace with it, no problem.
But there are actually, like, speaking of the skin tone, there are Indians that more whiter, like almost like your skin tone.
Yes, especially in the north, the Punjabis. Yes. I've been told this before, like if I wear put my head in a bun and I put my salwar kameez, I can look like a Punjabi.
Yeah. So if you move there, you'll be considered like.
Yeah, I think Goa is good.
But Goa is very mixed. It's very international.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't live anywhere else other than Goa, for sure. In India, for sure, nowhere else other than Goa. Unless I had like an office job that pays very well, then maybe I would consider living somewhere like Mumbai or something, but not. Like that would be a short-term plan, not forever. Yeah. It's too intense.
And you're from the village, so you grew up in the village.
Yes.
So that's where you feel more comfortable.
Exactly.
You need nature, probably.
Yes, I remember going to school and coming back home. The first thing, uniform comes off on the beach, sea.
Right.
And till the night I was in the beach, in the sea.
Really?
In the sea.
So your partner is Indian?
Yes, from Goa.
From Goa?
Yes.
Oh, okay. How you guys met?
So we met through a friend. His cousin was a very close friend of mine. We used to play football together.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So we met like that. And now we're running a business together.
Yeah, that's cool. Family thing. How's dating scene, especially for a foreigner girl?
That's another thing. So traditionalism, it depends who you ask. Unfortunately, in India, there's a lot of social differences amongst the different kind of people. So you have the modern culture people who don't care, who do whatever they want, who are free to behave as they like. They have no one's judgment, no one's opinions. And then there's the traditional Indian family that cares a lot about what other people think. They cannot be seen going around with guys, with men especially the women have it very more difficult than men.
So you're not supposed to be, if you're not married, you're not supposed to like
basically
holding hands.
Technically.
Not even like kind of be seen together.
Technically, but it's changing a lot. So now obviously
for new generation.
For the new generation, yes. I think it depends on how much you care. Like if you're very in Hindi we have the word sanskari, which is like a traditionalist, very you don't want to be seen around doing things like drinking or going around with different guys. You have to be a little bit disciplined. But then again, I think every family has a wild child. Every family will have a wild child. And I think it's becoming quite normal now that people don't hide anymore, you know. Back in the day, people used to hide and do everything but hide. So dating wasn't really dating, it was a bit more like a hiding dating. You have to do it incognito. So very popular. Goa is a very popular destination for lovebirds who cannot be together in their own state. So then they come, they have a weekend in Goa, or like a week in Goa, whatever, you know, a few days in Goa, and then they go back. That's very popular. And even within Goa itself, you see a lot of guest houses. Even in my area, there's quite a few where you can see that it's specifically not meant for tourists, it's for people who want to escape. And there's a lot of them.
Interesting.
It's still a bit taboo for some people. But again, India has too many controversies. So you have the section of society that really cares about this, and the section that doesn't give a shoot.
When you go to Italy, do you miss anything from India?
The freedom.
The freedom.
Yes, the freedom, the fact that, you know, the rules are very loose here. So even when it comes to like driving, or like how you behave socially, again, sometimes that becomes a bit too much, like too uptight, you know. I have an auntie, for example, who keeps her house perfect, and you can't do this, you know. If you do this, then you're like, don't touch that. So that's a bit too much. In that way, India is a little more chill. You can still get away with doing a lot of things. And again, driving, I think the heat, that's always going to be a no-brainer for me. I like the cold, but I think it's nicer to live in a warm place. I think once you're used to living in India, it becomes a little difficult to accept the systematic way of living in the West, you know. So here you're a little, like I said, freedom, wild, you know. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to wear winter clothes during winter, you know. Things like this. Even though the bureaucracy is changing in India and it's becoming very strict, it's still not as strict as in Europe. So it's not that bad. And in Europe, unfortunately, it's very different. So running a business in Europe is a completely different ball game, you know. There you need to have knowledge about running a business. Here you can kind of just wing it.
You can find your way around.
You can find your way around. That's the magic of India, Jugaar. You can always find your way around, no matter what. One thing is for sure, that anything is possible in India. Anything is possible.
Anything is
possible. There's no, and I'm not saying it in a romantic way, I'm saying it in an actual, like anything is possible here, because there's always a way. Jugaar is like when if you have to do something and you don't have the materials to do it. Suppose you have to make an electrical circuit, but you don't have anything, you don't have wire, you don't have something. So you'll use what you have to make what you need by just doing whatever with whatever's available to you. Sorry.
So you just make it happen.
You just make it happen. You use what you have and you put it to the best of use. That's it. So you can't get a paperwork, Jugaar, we'll do some Jugaar. We'll ask someone, we'll do something.
Any advice for foreigners who come to India, want to come to India, how to get better experience of this country? Not to be overwhelmed straight away. If you've never been to India, you come first time.
Yes.
I remember myself, I came to Mumbai, I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Yes.
Then I kind of start feeling that it's something that you really like. The vibrance of the place, the life. You feel alive somehow.
For sure. I agree completely.
But you need to beat the first shock maybe.
I think maybe either, first of all, a week holiday in India is not going to be enough. 1 week is not going to do anything. You need at least a month in India, I would say. At least a month. And India is too big. So spending 2 days in each place makes absolutely no sense. You need to understand it. To be able to understand it, you should stay at least a week in one place. You know what I mean? Makes sense? So you have either you choose the north, or you choose the south, or maybe you can do like one historic or traditional destination, or one religious destination. Somewhere where there's a lot of temples, could be Rishikesh, could be something like that, or maybe like Delhi, go to the Taj Mahal, you know, things like this. Focus 2 or 3 places like that, and then you come to a place like Goa or Kerala, so to have a beach holiday as well. So that makes sense. Yes.
You have to experience different ways of living, and maybe
because
the beach life, maybe the nature, the mountains,
and it's
the city.
Exactly, it's too big. India is too big, so you can't do all of it. So you need to decide what you want to see, and based on that, decide your destination. If you want a nice mountain holiday, there's Himachal Pradesh that has beautiful mountains, many beautiful villages to visit.
Are you PR here?
No. As of right now, I'm on a business visa.
On a business visa,
Which thankfully, thank the Lord, it gets renewed every 6 months.
Oh, so that's
now,
very often.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is what I mean. No? This is the part that comes with living in India, is you never know. There's always a question mark. Will I get the visa this year? Is everything okay? Even though you have all the documents, it's always a question.
worst case scenario, you can always go live in Italy, right?
Yes.
I mean, or Europe basically.
Yes,
anywhere
for
in
sure.
Europe.
That's always there's always that
If
option.
something happens,
But
yeah.
the thing is, I made a life here now, so
Exactly, yeah.
it's not
It's
fair
your-
that I have to have that at the back of my mind every day,
Yes.
thinking like, oh, okay, what if they don't give me the visa this year? Okay.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, running the restaurant, so
Yes,
you have to be here. It's like
Sure, yes, exactly.
offline job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my partner and I run it together. Thankfully, I have his help because I don't think without an Indian presence, I would be able to do anything in Goa.
Yeah. It's your parents who started this business, the restaurant, yeah?
Yes.
Italian restaurant. What I'm a bit confused is like, what's the niche of Italian food in India?
That's something that has surprised me a lot. So in the beginning, it was meant to be an oasis for people who were backpackers traveling through India.
Yeah.
So you have the young couple who decided to take a backpack and go around India, and they may be traveling for 6 months. And they're surviving on Indian food. It's playing with their intestines. You have the flora is destroyed because Europeans are not used to eating Indian
Yeah,
food.
so the bacteria.
So then they reach the restaurant magically, and you could eat a nice plate of pasta with tomato sauce.
Yeah, the
Burra
real
salvia, butter,
Italian
exactly.
cuisine, yeah.
Very simple, the traditional, authentic. No pizza yet, just pasta, ravioli, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
And that's how it started, and it became very successful slowly over the years. Like people used to eat on the floor because there were no tables.
Yeah.
So then my parents put 1 table, 2 tables, 3 tables, and then it just kind of expanded till the road.
Yeah. Italian food. Eating Italian food on the floor is
Basically.
it's very unique.
Yes. This was in the beginning when there were no
Yeah.
tables. Then finally they realized, wait, this is going well. Let's put tables, And then after that came the lockdown. And the lockdown changed everything because before the lockdown, we had foreign tourists.
Yeah.
Lots of Britishers, some Americans, many Europeans from all over Europe, many Italians also. And the percentage of Indians were very, 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 very small. Now we only work with Indians. Only.
Only.
I don't see any more foreigners. No.
Okay.
Also because our area is it's closer to the airport.
Yeah.
So there are some British people who live there, some Russians, but not too much. Not too much. We get mostly Indians. 99% of our clientele is Indians. And they have a really good feedback about the Italian. They love Italian food.
Wow.
We had to make a few changes, like pasta,
Like
for example.
a bit more spicy.
A bit more overcooked, like overcooked pasta. Not al dente,
Not al dente,
little
but
over-
more softer. Yeah.
Yes, so like al dente plus 2 minutes. Something like that,
Nice.
yes, to make them happy.
Yes.
And then of course the pasta is a little more saucy. You need to put a little more sauce. Make it a bit more like curry style for them.
Yeah.
But we try to keep it as traditional as possible. We get all our stuff imported from Italy, like prosciutto crudo, cotto, all the salame.
So
all
you
that
import everything
Parmigiano.
from Italy.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I think, and in this way, it's going really well. I'm very happy. People are very happy, so I'm surprised. I will always be in shock about this. It's
Yeah.
an overwhelming response.
Nice.
I think Italian cuisine works well in India, yes, for sure.
What's the features of running business in India? If you want to be successful in India doing it, what should you know?
Adaptability. You need to be able to adapt. Because I think, again, in cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, it might be different. In Goa, everything is still a bit more fresh in terms of a foreigner running a business in India. So you have the bureaucratic aspect, which is a mess. And I think they don't know what they need as well, And every day it's something new. One day you have the pollution board, which comes to have a check. Then one day you have your alcohol license. One day you have, it's like different things that you need to take care of.
Yeah.
And no one comes and explains them to you in a right way. And every day there's something new that comes up. So it's very interesting. And then also being a foreigner in India, you need to be ready to pass maybe 5-6 extra steps. Because to work in India, you need either a business or an employment visa, which becomes very difficult to obtain. You need all the documents and everything. Once you do that, you're okay. But I know right now 3-4 people who are having a lot of issues with this. I know one person who ran away from India basically because he couldn't take it anymore with the bureaucracy, and then you have, if you want things done the right way and you speak up about it, then you get harassed. Not by the authorities, but in general. Like the whole system does not favor people who are not flexible. You need to be flexible to be able to live in India. You need to be ready for anything, and you need to be ready to overcome anything. Because every day you're going to get something or the other that's going to be like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, it's overall like running business. You need to be creative, but
For
in
sure,
India
yeah.
it's like it's another level.
Exactly. Because then you can be creative in your business, but here you need to be creative in how you function in your business. So you need to have a lot of patience for sure.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so many people who've told me that there's too many opportunities in India, more than anyone anywhere else in the world. So I know a DJ who works in India, and she clearly told me she hates living in India because she's a woman alone, and she has just recently shared an episode where she had to literally barricade herself in her hotel room because there was someone following her, and no one helps you. Recently, I had a friend who got groped on a bike, on a moving bike. She was riding a bike and she got groped. So things like this, being a woman itself is another story. That's another story. But she told me that despite everything, she would never be able to have a career like this in Italy or anywhere else in Europe.
Yeah.
So as a DJ in India, she's had a lot of recognition. She's become very popular, you know, and she earns a good living. And she knows that this will not be the same case in Italy.
Yeah.
So might as well just accept the consequences and make the best of it, you know. And of course, you can use social media to point out the problems, and maybe hopefully one day it will get better.
Yeah.
And I do my best, of course, to, you know, even with my friends and everything, make them understand how I feel living in India, and then they understand, and then we can come to an, you know, and surround yourself with people who are like-minded. That makes everything easier, even running a business, because then you have that, you know, once your social sector is a bit calmed down, you have a good thing going on, you don't have to stress about things. That changes everything also. You need to be able to adapt and calm down. Always being calm, very important.
If someone wants to find your restaurant, where is it located? What's the name?
It's in Majorda. It's called Da Tita by Magic Italy.
Yeah.
It's in central Goa, basically, near Margao, near the city Margao. And there's a few beaches that surround it. That's it.
Yeah, we'll leave a link in the description.
Yes, okay.
Have you figured out the meaning of life for you?
Oh my God, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
There's still so much to learn, so much to do, so much to experience. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But for sure, I think my goal has always been living a peaceful life. My partner and I align completely on this.
Yeah.
Is that after all the hustles and, you know, all the trouble that we've gone through, to be able to, especially me as a foreigner in India, to be able to adjust, you know, and make my, let's just say, be okay with being here, you know. It took a while. It's not easy for sure, and especially if you're a very sensitive person like me. There's been a lot of ups and downs for sure. But I think at the end of the day, peace is very important. And in India, if you do things the right way, peace is achievable.
भाई आज की वीडियो देखकर जो है ना मुझे अच्छा लगा कि भाई इंडिया में जो है ना फॉरेनर्स आके जो बिजनेस कर रहे हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी जो है उन्हें वहाँ पर नजर आई। लेकिन हाँ भाई वो क्योंकि 2 साल की ऐसे वहाँ पर रह रही हैं तो उनकी कोंकणी भी बहुत अच्छी है, उनकी हिंदी भी बहुत अच्छी है और इंग्लिश भी बहुत अच्छी है, और जहाँ तक मुझे लगता है इटालियन भी बहुत अच्छी होगी। 4 लैंग्वेजेस उन्हें आती हैं।
बिल्कुल, मुझे वैसे से लगता है कि एक इंडियन को ना काफ़ी ज़्यादा भाषाएं आती हैं। मतलब अगर कोई हिंदी स्पीकिंग है तो उसको 3-4 और जो उसके आसपास जो स्टेट्स होती हैं मतलब उनको वो वाली लैंग्वेज भी आती है। बाकी जो आज डिस्कशन हुई, मैं बोलूँगी ये काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें ऐसी थी जो कि मैं कहूँगी कि क्योंकि वो वहाँ पर 2 साल की उम्र से रह रही, तो एक तरह से देखा जाए तो वहाँ के कल्चर को, हर चीज़ को वो समझती हैं अपने लिहाज से, लोगों का किस तरह का बिहेवियर है। और उन्होंने हर साइड जो है वो डिस्कस किया है। जैसे उन्होंने ये भी साइड डिस्कस की कि एक ऐसी जनरेशन है जो कि काफ़ी ज़्यादा स्ट्रिक्ट है, ट्रेडिशनल है, और दूसरी तरफ एक ऐसी जनरेशन है जो कि एक ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फेज में है कि मतलब वो अब नई चीज़ें चाहती है, वो मिक्सअप हो जाती है जल्दी। तो ये चीज़ आपको मुझे लगता है कि ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड चीज़ें देखने को मिलती हैं कि आपको दोनों तरह के लोग जो है वो देखने को मिलते हैं। अगर हम अपने बड़ों की बात करें तो वो एक ऐसी जनरेशन है जो अभी भी ये चाहती है कि हमारी जो ट्रेडिशंस है, जो कि मुझे लगता है कि ऑनेस्टली बताऊं कि अच्छी बात है, आपके अपने ट्रेडिशंस जो हैं आपको मतलब अपनी जनरेशन में आगे पास ऑन करने चाहिए, बट एट द सेम टाइम मुझे लगता है कि आपको फ्लेक्सिबल भी होना चाहिए। क्योंकि यस, ये चीज़ें मैं यहाँ पर भी देखती हूँ कि हमारे मतलब शहरों में ये प्रॉब्लम आपको देखने को मिलती है कि एक ऐसा ग्रुप भी होता है जो कि बहुत ही स्टबन होता है कि लाइक नहीं ऐसे ही होना है। और अब वैसे आकर बड़े शहरों में तो शायद ये चीज़ मेरा ख्याल में काफ़ी कम हो गई है। छोटे शहरों में आपको शायद ज़्यादा देखने को मिलती होगी, जैसे कास्ट सिस्टम।
असल में बड़े शहर जल्दी ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाते हैं ना। कास्ट
सिस्टम से मुराद मेरा ये है कि आपको अपनी ही कास्ट में शादी करनी। मतलब छोटे शहरों में अब ये होता है क्या, मुझे वैसे आइडिया नहीं है।
वैसे छोटे शहर भी ना जो डेवलप हो चुके हुए हैं, जहाँ पर पक्के मकान बन चुके हुए हैं, वहाँ पर आपको ये चीज़ें जो है ना अब वो कम देखने को मिलती है। क्योंकि हम देखते हैं भैया अब गाँव वाली साइड से भी ना लव मैरिजेस जो है वो होती हैं। कुछ घराने अभी भी आपको ऐसे मिलेंगे जो कि भाई कहेंगे नहीं हमने बिरादरी सिस्टम जो है वो अभी तक जो है बरकरार जो है वो रखना है। लेकिन अगर देखा जाए तो लोग जो है ना जिन्होंने लव मैरिज करनी होती है ना वो बेशक बिरादरी में ही अपनी लव मैरिज कर लें, वो करते जरूर है।
मतलब ये हमारा एक्सपीरियंस है हमारी सराउंडिंग के अकॉर्डिंग। बाकी हर किसी का डिफरेंट एक आप कह लो कि एक्सपीरियंस लाइफ में रहता है। शायद हमारे इर्द गिर्द जो लोग रहे हैं वो ज़्यादा फ्लेक्सिबल रहे हैं। लेकिन मैंने ऐसी एक अपने बड़ों की जनरेशन देखी है जिनमें एक टाइम पर ये चीज़ हुआ करती थी कि हमने अपनी ही बरादरी के लोगों में, मतलब जो आपकी सेम कास्ट के लोग हैं, जैसे अगर हम लोग भट्ट है, हमारे एंसेस्टर्स
मैं अगर सॉरी बड़ों की बात करें ना तो बड़ों में मैंने एक चीज़ जो है वो देखी थी कि भाई वर्ड के फेंक देंगे लेकिन वहां पे शादी नहीं होने देंगे जहाँ पे लड़का या लड़की कह रहे हैं।
नहीं, वैसे ऑनेस्टली बोलो मैंने इतना स्ट्रिक्ट नहीं देखा।
मैंने देखा है,
पता नहीं
मैंने
ऐसा नहीं देखा। यस, मैंने ये जरूर देखा है कि वो डोमिनेट जरूर करते थे, बट इसके अलावा मैंने इतनी सख्ती जो है ना मैंने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं की। अगेन हर किसी के अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस रहता है, बट उसके साथ मैं ये बात ज़रूर बोलूँगी कि उनमें एक चेंज आया विद टाइम, और वो चेंज बड़े लेकर आए। जैसे उन्होंने बीच में बोला ना कि घर में कोई ना कोई एक ऐसा ज़रूर होता है जो आपको चेंज करता है। सो हमारी फैमिली में भी मैंने ये चीज़ की, हर घर में कोई ना कोई एक ऐसा बंदा ज़रूर पैदा हुआ है जिसने कहीं ना कहीं पर कोई चेंजेस जो है लेकर आया है। और उसमें मुझे लगता है कि उस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन फेज़ में आपको दिक्कत ज़रूर आती है, मतलब काफ़ी ज़्यादा, लेकिन बहुत सारी मुझे लगता है कि आने वाली नस्लों के लिए जो है ना वो चीज़ें बेहतर हो जाती हैं। सो मुझे लगता है कि इस चीज़ का फिर दुख नहीं होता कि भाई आपने लाइफ में कितनी चीज़ें जो है वो फेस की हैं। बाकी हाँ जी बोलो नहीं बोलो
नहीं आप बाकी की बात
लंबी हो रही है। हाँ।
लेकिन जो है ना अभी मैं उनकी लाइफ की अगर बात करूँ ना तो उनको जो है अपनी लाइफ जो है वो इंडिया में काफ़ी ज़्यादा अच्छी, काफ़ी ज़्यादा फ्लेक्सिबल और जो है अच्छी है लाइफ में फ्रीडम जो है वो लग रही है। क्योंकि बाकी एक चीज़ हम देखते हैं कि भाई इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश, क्योंकि हम साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज़ की यहाँ पे अगर मैं बात करूँ तो यहाँ पे आपको जो है ना जो क्या नाम लेते हैं काम जो आपने करवाने होते हैं वो काफ़ी एक डिफरेंट तरीके से आप करवा लेते हैं। लेकिन जब आप जो है ना वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ की जो है वो बात करते हैं तो आपको वहाँ पर जो है ना एक भाई बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट लॉ के तभी यहाँ पे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आपने वो ट्रैफिक सिग्नल तोड़ भी दिया है, ठीक है ना, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो है मिल जाती है। लेकिन ऑन दी अदर साइड हंस रही है, इन्होंने मुझे कोई बात करनी है, लेकिन ऑन दी अदर साइड आप जो वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ की तरफ जाते हैं ना, भाई इशारा लाल है वो लाल है, वो पीला नहीं है। तो ये चीज है ना आपको वहाँ पे काफी ज्यादा फेस करनी पड़ती है।
मुझे सच में ये वाले रूल्स पसंद है, टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, कि अगर लाल है तो लाल है, पीला नहीं है, ये चीज समझनी चाहिए। क्योंकि मुझे लगता है हमारे यहाँ पर बहुत सारी चीजें इसी वजह से खराब है क्योंकि हम सिस्टम को लेकर चलते ही नहीं, हम इतने डिसिप्लिन नहीं होते। अब मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि फ्लेक्सिबल नहीं होना चाहिए, बिल्कुल होना चाहिए, बट यार उसकी एक लिमिट होती है। पता नहीं क्यों, वैसे अगेन जैसे उनको पसंद है कि इंडिया में फ्रीडम ज़्यादा है, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ज़्यादा है, इटली में इतनी ज़्यादा नहीं है। मुझे यही चीज़ समटाइम्स यहाँ पर पसंद नहीं आती कि आप इतने लीनियंट हो जाते हो कि लोग फिर रूल्स ही फॉलो नहीं करते।
यार मेरा जो है ना मानना इस तरह के आपके रूल्स जो है ना वो इस तरह होने चाहिए कि कुछ आपके जो है ना वो क्राइम्स इस तरह के होते हैं कि भाई जिनमें आपको बिल्कुल भी जो है ना वो नरमी नहीं बरतनी चाहिए, आपको उसमें स्ट्रिक्ट से स्ट्रिक्ट रूल जो है वो होने चाहिए। लेकिन कुछ रूल्स यानी कि क्राइम इस तरह के वहाँ पे आपको थोड़ी बहुत फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी जो है वो शो करनी चाहिए, एक वार्निंग के तौर पर कि भाई अगर आपने नेक्स्ट टाइम जो है ये रूल ब्रेक किया तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आपको पनिशमेंट होगी। तो अच्छा। उस लिहाज से जो है ना,
तो जब एक रूल बना है तो आपको उसकी नॉलेज है तो आपको ब्रेक क्यों करना है? कौन सा एडवेंचर है
यार? कभी कभी हो ही जाता है यार,
चीज है क्योंकि उस एडवेंचर की वजह से कभी कभी बहुत सारे लोगों को नुकसान पहुंच जाता है और यही लोग वहां पर जाकर लाल को लाल ही समझेंगे, वो पीला नहीं समझेंगे। पता ना अब यहाँ पर प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी। बट हर किसी की अपनी अपनी मैं कहूँगी कि एक प्रायोरिटी रहती है लाइफ में कि किस तरह से किसको रहना ज़्यादा पसंद है। बाकी जो महिलाओं को लेकर उन्होंने बात की तो ये मेरे लिए वैसे काफ़ी ज़्यादा हैरानकुन था क्योंकि
मैं भी हैरान हुआ था।
गोवा को देखें तो गोवा आपको एक तरह से वो पार्टी हब टाइप समझा जाता है और वहाँ पर ये बड़ा नॉर्मल, मतलब जो हम लोग सोच रहे थे उसके अकॉर्डिंग। अब मुझे ये भी पता है कि हर दूसरी महिला के साथ ऐसा नहीं होता होगा क्योंकि इक्का दुक्का वाकयात मुझे पता है हर जगह पर होते हैं, यूरोप में भी होते हैं, ठीक है ना। तो मैं ये चीज अंडरस्टैंड करती हूँ कि जिस तरह से पहले
कई जगह तो बंदों के साथ भी हो जाते हैं, हाँ
मर्दों के साथ भी हो जाते हैं। मैं इस चीज को डिफेंड नहीं कर रही, बट मैं इस चीज को ये भी क्लैरिटी मतलब करना चाह रही हूँ कि एक चीज़, जैसे पहले मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया होता था ना, तो एक वाकया को लेकर कोट कर दिया जाता था और वही उस कंट्री की एक इमेज बना दी जाती थी। लेकिन वही सारी चीज़ें जो हैं हमारे कंट्रीज में भी होती हैं और ये यूरोप में हर मॉडर्न कंट्री में होती हैं। सो अगर हम लोग वुमेन सेफ्टी को लेकर बात करें ना, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इक्का दुक्का वाकया था वो कहीं पर देखने को नहीं मिलेंगे, हर जगह देखने को मिलते हैं। बट ये है कि मैं ये भी बात बोलूँगी कि जो हम लोग एक देखते हैं कि लाइक अगर जिस तरह से उन्होंने बात की हर चीज़ को लेकर, फैमिली को लेकर, लैंग्वेज को लेकर, और उनको जिस तरीके से एक प्रॉब्लम आती है कि भाई लोग मुझे फॉरेनर समझते हैं, वो मुझे क्यों फॉरेनर समझते हैं। तो यस, ये चीज़ जो है मुझे लगता है कि आपको थोड़ी मे बी समटाइम्स देती है वो प्रॉब्लम। अगेन वो कह रही थी कि वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव है, तो इस वजह से लेकर। लेकिन ये जो वीज़ा वाला प्रॉब्लम है, आई थिंक ये तो हर किसी को फेस करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि देखो अगर हम लोग किसी और कंट्री में जाएंगे तो हमें भी यही 6 महीने और साल वाला जो है वो काम करना पड़ेगा। तो ये तो मुझे लगता है हर जगह पर गवर्नमेंट का यही चीज़ होता है। हाँ, सिस्टम कितना एफिशिएंट है वो बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करता है। मुझे लगता है कि आप दिक्कत ना आए ज़्यादा। और वैसे मैं ऑनेस्टली बताऊँ, मैंने कोई ऐसा बंदा नहीं सुना जो कि ये कहता हो किसी भी कंट्री में रहता हो और वो ना उसी सिस्टम से खुश होता हो। किसी बंदे को कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम जरूर रहता है। तुम्हें क्या लगता है?
भाई ये एक हकीकत है, क्योंकि हम जो है ना जिस कंट्री में जाते हैं हम अपने कंफर्ट जो है वो ढूंढ रहे होते हैं, ठीक है ना। वो कंफर्ट जब हमें नहीं मिलते तो हमें थोड़ी बहुत दिक्कत, थोड़ी बल्कि काफी ज्यादा दिक्कत जो है वो आती है।
हाँ, क्योंकि मैंने भी बहुत सारे ऐसे लोगों को सुना,
लेकिन टाइम के साथ बंदा एडजस्ट हो जाता है।
वही तो हम एडजस्ट इसलिए होते हैं क्योंकि हमें कोई ना कोई बेनिफिट्स वहां पर दिख रहे होते हैं अपने लिए।
बिल्कुल।
और हमें जहां पर ज्यादा बेनिफिट महसूस होता है हम वहां पर ही रहते हैं। मुझे लगता है इंसान का सबसे बड़ा लालच जो है ना वो यही होता है। बाकी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स आप तभी फेस करते हो जब आपको बेनिफिट ज्यादा नजर आ जाता है। एनीवे गाइस, ये तो थी हमारी आज की वीडियो। आई होप आपको अच्छी लगी होगी। आप क्या इसके बारे में जरूर बताइए कमेंट सेक्शन में। इससे ज्यादा में
लाइक, सब्सक्राइब, शेयर। गुड बाय।